Big Mac Spider helped her guard the eggs for many, 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 many days, until one day the eggs were very big and had dark things moving around inside of them, and Twilight knew that they were her babies, and she was kind of happy a little bit, and Big Mac was happy because she was happy, and then she was even happier because Big Mac was happy, but they didn't have spider sex because Big Mac knew how much knew how much Twilight didn't like that because it felt weird, and also because she didn't want to have more babies, and neither did he really, but he was ready to be the best spider daddy so that Twilight didn't have to worry. After a few more days, the eggs started moving, and they knew that the eggs were going to hatch because Twilight was smart and she knew all about eggs. They watched the egg pile of eggs move around, and then they heard a little baby spider clicks, and they knew it was baby spiders, and they wanted even more much. The eggs all hatched simultaneously, and vast multitudes of tiny spiderlings swarmed out in a screeching horde. Twilight and Big Mac started to scuttle away as quickly as they could, but they soon found out that they were in no real danger. The spiderlings had no intention of killing their parents. They witnessed a solid black mass of itchy screaming death cover every surface of the library. Millions of spiders continued to swarm out of the eggs. The flood seemed to be endless. Spike lay curled up in his little dragon bed, moping. Things hadn't been the same since Twilight's disappearance, and it had been over a week since he had any decent ideas about what to do about it. He was depressed and miserable. Suddenly, he heard a scratching, high-pitched noise coming from the upstairs. His curiosity overcame his melancholy, and he plodded up to investigate. He was intercepted by a solid wall of spiderlings pouring down the stairwell, which overwhelmed him almost instantly. Spike had just enough presence of mind to scream, but doing so did nothing but allow the swarm of spiders access to his lungs and stomachs. The spiderlings drained his fluids for sustenance, whatever, and Spike died in horrible terror and agony. Chapter 3, Spider Day. All of the spiders runned away from Twilight and Red Spider Mac, and they didn't know what to do because there were so many spiders of the eggs. Big Mac said, "Hey, you spider babies, you are my spider babies, now listen to me." But the spider babies didn't listen because they were making too much noise, but they would listen if they could because Mac Spider was their daddy and they loved him, and their mommy Twilight was more than any of the bugs, even the juicy ones. Big Mac Spider said to Twilight Spider, "I am so sorry that I am the worst spider daddy, even though I promised I was going to be the best one, even sad face." Twilight felt really bad and sorry for Big Mac Spider because she knew that he tried his best, but if there wasn't a biggest problem happening, she would give him the hugs. Twilight thought hardest with having ideas, and then had one idea: "Spider, Big, come here and help me, okay?" And Spider said, "All right, what do you want me to do, Twilight?" And Twilight said, "I need you to throw me into the spiders." And Red Mac said, "Are you sure?" Yet you thought spiders were creepy and weird. And Twilight said, "I know, but I needed to do this because, oh, Big Mac, we are spiders." And Big Mac said, "Okay." Big Mac picked her up by the legs with his legs, and there were at the spider babies. She screamed a little bit, but not really, because she was trying to be brave like Rainbow Dash would be brave if she was a spider and flying at spider babies. Then finally, after falling for some time, she landed in these spider babies, and they didn't know she was their mom because they were still just babies and crawling, and Twilight Spider tried to click at them to stop, but they didn't know what to do because babies are confused. Sad face. Big Mac Big Mac watched all of the babies carry Twilight away, and he felt the most terrible and sad and said, "It is my fault that Twilight is being carried away by the spider babies because I was the one who had spider sex with her and she made babies because sad face. I have to rescue her," she said.
Sorry.
Chapter 4, When Spiders Are. "I don't like this," Twilight Spider thought. "I wish Big Mac were here. He knows what to do every time." But Big Mac was chasing her and the spider babies, and she didn't know it. It was very exciting. All the spiders ran through Equestria, and all of the ponies were scared and ran into the house, but except for maybe one pony who stood in the street and angry. "Stop, spiders," she said, and they stopped. And big brown spiders jumped off of her head. Her head was gray, and her coat was gray too, and her hair was straight. And the spider was brown and big and made angry click. Twilight heard the clicking and knew that the spider had name, Merriam-Webster. And Merriam-Webster spider told all the baby spiders to stop being bad. They couldn't do what they did because what they did was something bad to do. And they had to stop and listen to their mommy spider like spiders do every. Twilight Mom Spider thought really hard, and all of the baby spiders watched her, and then Big Mac got over to her where she was and said, "Twilight, I'm so glad you're okay." And Twilight said, "Shh, I'm thinking." And Big Spider Mac said, "Oh, okay, sorry." Twilight said, "I love you, baby spiders, but you did that thing and made my friend Spike dead. Why did you do that? And please go so make Spike better, and then leave. Go to Everfree Forest where you belong as spiders. It will be okay, okay?" And the spider said, "Okay, Mommy," and they went back to where Spike was, and they barfed out all of his juice back, and he was better. Spike said, "Thank you, spiders, you are my best friends." And the spiders made a happy face, and then they hugged, but this time they didn't drain all of Spike's vital fluids. Happy face. And then Spider listened to Mommy Twilight and went to Everfree Forest where spiders live happy and free, and it was good. Twilight and Big Mac Spider Red talked to Miriam, and the Gray Pony listened. The Gray Pony was Pinkie Pie's sister from Cutie Mark Chronicles, and she worked on the rock farm in case you were wondering. And Twilight clicked, "Thank you, Mom," to Merriam-Webster, and Merriam-Webster clicked, "It's okay, listen, Twilight Spider, I am Wizard, and I know you and Big Mac Spider are not spiders at all, but ponies who are spiders by accident. Do you want to be ponies again?" Chapter 5, The End Spider End. Twilight and Big Mac said, "Yes, we want to be ponies again." And Miriam said, "Okay, I will do my spider magic," and the spider magic happened. Twilight and Big Mac were ponies again. They gave each other a big pony hug, and because they were friends from being spiders together, and it was good. Miriam clicked, and they couldn't understand anymore because they were ponies and not spiders, but the Gray Pony, Pinkie Pie's sister, could understand, and she translated the spider speak to pony speech so that they could talk some more. Miriam said, "I hope you learned something from being a spider," and Twilight said, "Yes, I did, and I will always remember. And I am also happy because I made a Big Mac friend." And Big Mac said, "Yup," and the Big Mac said, "Listen, Twilight, about being spiders," and Twilight said, "It's okay, Big Mac, I understand, and we can still be very good friends forever, okay?" And Big Mac said, "Okay." "Thank you, Miriam," I said, and Miriam said, "Did you learn anything?" And I thought about it really extra hard, and I said, "Yes, I did learn something, but I will tell Celestia about that, okay?" And Miriam said that it is fair, and then I saw my bestest friend in the world, Argenburger, who was the most handsome alicorn in Equestria, and Argenburger said, "Hello, Twilight, it has been a long time," and I felt myself blushing because of how charming Argenburger alicorn was, and I said, "Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Had been a long time. Do you think we can spend some time alone together?" And he said, I don't think so, Twilight. I have lots of important things to do because I am an alicorn, but maybe someday, okay?" And I was very sad because he was the nicest alicorn ever, but I said, "I understand," and he threw away, and it was amazing. I was so impressed and amazed and happy that I got to see him. Then I went back to the library and found Spike and gave him the biggest, most happy hug ever because he was happy to see me because I was gone for so long because I was a spider sad face. And I said, "Spider, please take a letter." And he said, "Okay, I'll take a letter, Spike." And then Spike took a letter. "Dear Princess Celestia, today I learned that spiders are creepy, but being a spider is better than being dead. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle." The end of the story. You can stop reading now. Thank you for reading my story. Happy face, all glory to Jude. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take your time and make it bad. Well, that was a nice outro to our show.